Through the first 6 months of the year, our combined ratio is not quite at our plan. It's a little bit disappointing. We're still kind of, no pun intended, digging out from the winter storms in the first quarter that really impacted New England and upstate New York pretty severely. Particularly our homeowners line of business took quite a beating. So really through the first 6 months of the year, our combined ratio is at a 101. Respectable considering the number of winter storms, but still off of our plan. We have had good results from our investment portfolio, which has allowed us to add over $25 million to surplus. Our surplus is now up close to almost $1 billion and $40 million. We have more surplus than we have premium, and premium has been a bit flat this year, although we are seeing some good signs in commercial lines, which is seeing some pretty good growth. 3 out of 4 of our regions are actually seeing some very nice growth in commercial lines. Our Southeast region is still a bit below plan, but seeing some good commercial lines growth overall. We had our A rating affirmed and our A+ issuer credit rating by AM Best. That's always a nice thing to receive. We also received again the Companies with Heart Award for our philanthropic involvement in the Jacksonville community and also really all of the communities that we do business in. We're also excited to receive a very prominent award in personal lines. In New York, which is our biggest personal line state, we won the Big Eyes Super Regional Company of the Year Award. Very proud of that. As far as our profit centers, the 2 stars again are our bond operation and commercial lines. Bonds through the first half of the year sitting with a combined ratio in the upper 80s, which is terrific. They're not quite at their growth plan. We are seeing some activity and hope to close that gap as the year goes on. Commercial lines continues to perform pretty well with a combined ratio around 94. Not at their premium plan, but still growing. And as I mentioned, 3 out of our 4 regions are seeing positive commercial lines growth. So that's a great sign. Our personal lines operation is being impacted quite a bit again by the winter storms. Our homeowners combined ratio is very high and will not reach its plan this year. Personal auto, however, continues to improve every month. The loss ratio continues to get better, and we have a good chance of hitting the combined ratio in personal auto. While our growth is not positive overall in personal lines, we are seeing some very significant growth, particularly in the states that we've been able to put ourselves in a more competitive position. Places like Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, as well as many of our Austin Western states like Minnesota and Arizona. So very encouraging to see some of the personal lines growth, and we anticipate that will continue as the year goes on. Our assumed reinsurance operation continues to have a higher combined ratio, but it's really due to one old legacy account that we've canceled, and we are trying to manage off the claims on that program. When we separate the active accounts, year to date, they're running at about a 97 combined ratio with a year-end target of around 95, and we think we have a good chance of achieving that. The assumed operation also will exceed its growth plan this year with a couple of new accounts that are going to be coming on that gives us a little more diversity. Yeah, thanks for the trust that you've placed in us with your customers, and we will continue to do everything in our power to serve you and your customers better.